Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we're going to check out some new Kizers, including the new colors of the Kizer original button lock thumb stud knife. Now, by the way, shout out to MOJAVE Outdoors. You guys can save 10% off on all your Kizer knives using my link. Everything's always linked down in the description. I have the links directly to the knives and also links to MOJAVE Outdoors and the discount code. Everything's linked down there, including other affiliate links that I have. Now, this is the Kizer Assassin. That's a button lock flipper. And really cool sound, really good action. You might be able to hear the sound coming over the mic. I'm not sure, but it has a real loud ching sound. Anyways, we have a drop point 154 cm blade with a stone washed finish. 154 cm is a great mid-grade steel. It's relatively affordable and it holds a really good edge. It's like right on the line between a mid-grade getting into a premium steel, so it's a really good steel for the money. In my opinion, it takes a great medium grit edge. It can take a fine edge sometimes, but it usually pretty quickly after you start using it, it can get a little slick. So that's why I prefer it personally with just a great medium grit edge, right around between 600 and 1200 grit, or like 600 and 1000. Sometimes they'll, it just depends on the heat treat, the geometry, and a lot of other variables. Then we have Micarta Scales, really good micarta. It almost looks like it has like a camo look to it, but this is just like a light tan, kind of like a linen micarta. Really good quality though. It has a really good feeling to it. Micarta is made from fabric and resin mixed together, so it has that real nice fabric feel to it. Some micartas, all micartas are a little different, with how they finish them and maybe some of the processes and stuff, and then also the materials they use. There's all different kinds, but this one has a really nice feeling to it. Then we have a deep carry reversible clip, not inset, but it does have flat screws. Kind of a jimped, well, not, I was about to say geared, but a jimped backspacer lanyard hole. And then we have the thumb stud, or the flipper action. Great detent, man. Or what acts as a detent, because it's not really a detent. It's the spring right here pushing the button lock right here. There's a spring behind this right here pushing that out. That's what makes it lock up. So when the blade comes around and hits the stop pin, the pin drops in and locks it up. Very solid, by the way. Extremely solid. And then when you push the button, it's disengaged now, ready to fall. And it has ceramic caged bearings in the pivot, so it's very, very smooth. And then you can also push the button and swing it out. You just want to let go of the button so it can lock up and get engaged. A little bit of jimping on the flipper tab works good for the push button or for the light switch. Both of them work great. Like I said, the resistance, or what acts as the detent, is amazing on this. I'd rather a better plunge grind. The plunge grind is a bit close to the edge. I don't want to create a smile when I sharpen. The geometry, it's not really thin, but it's not super robust. It's kind of in the happy medium. And when I go over the flipper tab and use the flipper tab as a choil, it is pretty comfortable. I do feel the clip and everything, but for the size knife, you're not going to be doing crazy hard use work. So back here behind the flipper tab, I feel the clip quite a bit. It's not the most comfortable, but it works. Especially for what this knife is for. And most of the grips you're probably going to use are going to be just like this. And in this grip, holy cow, is this thing comfortable. Look at the handle, the way it lays right here like this in my palm, and my fingers wrap around right there. Super comfortable for this type of cutting. So, and then the pinch grip's really good. So, yeah, for what it's for, which is just regular EDC use, great, setup. So let's let's look at the size comparison really quick. So we have the new Kizer Original, a little bit smaller. Now this knife, it's weird how much different the three different versions feel from each other. Basically, these two feel pretty much identical with one little tiny difference, but this one feels completely different. Completely different. And one of the reasons why I think it feels so different, well, I think it's obvious, it has a satin blade. So without the coating down here in the pivot area, it really makes it feel a lot different. You can really feel the bearings a little bit more. That's one thing. The next thing, and it has a better sound for sure. And I'm not saying it's a better example than these two. I'm just saying it feels different. Now, the sound is definitely better. Well, I guess it depends on what you like. Definitely a more mechanical sound. Thumb stud action works great. Nice and snappy. The button, a little hint of lock stick. And that was the one big difference with this one. This one has zero stick at all. It's actually really nice. This one almost feels a little bit more premium because there's no stick and it's so ultra smooth. You don't feel the bearings at all, but it doesn't have that. It has a nice sound to it, but it's more of a silent sound. So it's definitely different. And like I said, no stick from the button, which is pretty satisfying. This one has a hint of stick. And when you disengage it, you can kind of feel the bearings just a little bit, you know. And it's because it's riding right on the satin finish. So you kind of feel that a little bit more. Now with this one has a little bit of stick too, which I was surprised. I was thinking maybe the coating was helping it not have stick. So now it's not bad though. This one's definitely less than the non-coated version, and I have the feeling that it's only because it was fresh out of the package. It's pretty much went away. Barely any. But it also still has that nice ultra smooth feeling to it that this one has. Both of them are ultra smooth. All of them are ultra smooth. They're the same knife. It's just I can feel something different, which it's the coating in the pivot where the bearings are rolling. And maybe they didn't coat the track. I don't know, but I can totally feel that difference. But all of them are very cool. Aluminum scales, nice, thick, and robust, so there's no milling on the inside or anything like that. We have thin geometry, nice blade, 154 cm steel, T6 hardware, deep carry clip. Now, it's not reversible. Now, I think that's their biggest fail here because for lefties like button locks because they're so easy to deploy and work just like a right-handed knife. So the only difference is instead of you using your thumb like a right-handed person, you're going to use your pointer finger to disengage it. But yeah, that's kind of a huge fail because they should have just put something over here so that they could flip the clip for the lefties. But you know, I guess if that matters to you as a lefty, maybe you don't mind carrying this direction, you know. Anyways, rock solid lockup, every single one of them. All of them are ultra smooth. The action is really good. It has a nice solid feel to it, especially with the aluminum scales. Now, the aluminum scales, they are going to wear, right? Aluminum tends to scratch a little bit, so some people like that and some people don't. It just depends on what you like. Some people really like the way they wear in and they almost look aged, after a while. Now, it's not like it's hard to stop that from happening. If you're tossing your knife around, then it's going to get scratched up. If you're keeping it really nice, then it'll stay really nice. All of them have a nice look to them. Good ergos, very comfortable in the hand, and I honestly don't really feel the clip because the handle is kind of small, so I don't hold it back here personally where I do feel the clip, but right here, that feels really comfortable. Nice in all the grips, pinch grips. I have already used this one lightly, not a lot, but lightly, and the full review is coming on these knives. I'll probably wind up giving one of these away to either the patrons, maybe one in a live, I'm not sure, but either way, I'm going to wind up giving one of these away. And like I said, the testing of the sharpening, the steel, the cutting performance, the lock, how it breaks in, how it holds up, all that good stuff will be coming very soon in the full review. I do appreciate you guys watching. And just so you guys know, I have started a membership program. You know, I know this is the end of the video, but whoever's with me still, I have started a membership program where I'm teaching sharpening live. So only the members are allowed to join, and they can join me sharpening, and I can teach sharpening to them, whatever problems they're having. Premium members get a one-on-one session. We're going to do other stuff in there too. I'll probably do giveaways in there with sharpening supplies. But we just started it, so there's 3 different tiers. So you guys can go check that out. On my home screen, there's a subscription button. Right next to it has a join button. And if you want to join my membership program, that's a way to do it, and I can help you learn sharpening, whether it's freehand or fixed angled. We're going to do it all. We're going to cover honing, stropping, even working on knives and maintaining them, and all that good stuff with knives. One other thing, I do have a patron or a Patreon, so I do monthly giveaways on there and do behind the scenes clips on there. So if you do want to support in some way, you can support through Patreon, and then I thank you by doing a monthly giveaway and donating some of the stuff that I get back to you guys. And I also offer my, when I sell stuff to you guys and yada, 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 all that good stuff. Don't forget to hit the like button. I love you guys. You guys can find everything down in the description. All the links are down there. Peace.